Ladies and gentlemen, you have once in a lifetime generational boxers. You have your Sugar Ray Leonards, you have your Floyd Mayweathers, and I got to say it's an honor for me to cover another fighter that you can have in the same conversations as those other fighters for this generation, and that's Terrence Bud Crawford. What's going on, everybody? Chuck P. C-Ville's finest here with my right-hand man from the land, Mr. Carl Cleveland. How you doing on this glorious day, my friend?
I'm good, man. No complaints. No, I ain't have to go into work today. It's relaxing. Got a great night of boxing in tomorrow. So what is there to complain about?
Yeah, man, we pre-recording this, man. Happy Good Friday to everybody. Pre-recording this, and this, I'm telling you, man, we got two fights this Saturday night that I'm kind of excited to see. Very excited for one. But let's shift over from the face of the welterweight division to the face of the heavyweight division, and that's Deontay Wilder. We left a cliffhanger, Mr. Cleveland, the last show. Remember how we were talking about how Deontay Wilder was getting ready to have talks with the Zone on possibly signing a deal of some sort? Well, let's follow up on that. First of all, it didn't happen. Okay. Um, I'm going to peel back the onion on this heavyweight division because it to me is at a disarray now. Okay. Point blank period. They issue out a number to Deontay Wilder. I don't know what the number is. A lot of people want to speculate on what the number is. It doesn't really matter what the number is. The point of the matter is I'm sick and tired of people trying to pay Deontay Wilder like he's the crackhead of the heavyweight division. I am sick and tired of Eddie Hearn and everybody else trying to pay Deontay Wilder like he's the crackhead of the heavyweight division. He is clearly the A-side. Clearly the A-side. Most known heavyweight boxer in the States. A bigger pond than the UK. Okay? Anthony Joshua is most known in the UK. Small damn pond. Small pond. Who cares? So they said that Deontay Wilder turned down anywhere from $100 to $150 million. The thing is, Deontay Wilder wanted 50-50. If it's 50-50, let me see what Joshua is getting. They would not disclose what Anthony Joshua was getting out of this. So Deontay Wilder pulled back. And I don't blame him. Sick and fucking tired of the games. You claim you want to make the fight, but you want to pay the man like he's the crackhead of the heavyweight division. And I want to talk about George Foreman. I want to talk about the great George Foreman, who said the most preposterous thing I've ever heard. He sat up there and he said that Deontay Wilder is not the hardest hitting boxer today. You know who he said who the hardest hitting boxer is? Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez hits harder than Deontay Wilder. Are you fucking kidding me, Georgie? Are you kidding me, Georgie? Now, why would you say something like that? The only thing I could think of is jealousy. Jealousy. Why? Oh, well, maybe because Deontay Wilder is the best in his era and you wasn't. You talk about a man who was highly favored to beat Muhammad Ali once upon a time, and he didn't. And Deontay Wilder hasn't lost a damn thing. So to me, it's jealousy. And I can't believe George Foreman would say some shit like that. Did you hear about that, Mr. Cleveland?
Yeah, I heard about it, man. I'm not gonna go as hard in on George as you are because he was one of the dudes who's saying that Wilder actually won the Fury fight and that the commentating was biased. So I'm not going to kill Georgie like you did. The only thing I will say is, man, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's obvious. He got some Skrilla. He got some payola. He got his palms wet. You know what I'm saying? He got paid to say that. It's obvious. Because you can just look at the statistics and determine that Canelo Alvarez isn't the hardest puncher in boxing. Look at his knockout rate. Deontay Wilder's fought, 41 fights? He's knocked out 39. Two guys made it the distance. One was a draw. One was a unanimous decision against Stavern. Of course, Fury was the draw. But, man, the statistics don't bear out what you're saying, George. I'm sorry, man. The numbers ain't lying on this one, brother. Deontay Wilder got a right hand that matches a sledgehammer. And when he touches your chin, you going to Dream Street. Night-night. Arrivederci. Goodbye. Sayonara. See you later. You know, you're going to take that 8-hour nap. Now, Tyson Fury was lucky through God and divine intervention. He didn't stay asleep for 8 hours. He stayed asleep about 4 or 5 seconds and popped up like the goddamn Undertaker. But come on, George. Come on, man. That's the only thing I can say. Really? Really, man? I'm not going to believe what my eyes is telling me. I'm going to believe what you saying on this one. Nah, man. I can't rock with you on this one, Big George Foreman. I can't rock with you. Hey, you on mute, Chuck.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. As far as the rest of the heavyweight division is concerned, because they got their power rankings. Okay. Well, goddamn it, my power rankings are a hell of a lot different than I think everybody else is out here. Because I got Deontay Wilder #1, and you want to know who I got at #2? Mr. Cleveland, you already know. You already know who I got at #2. Exactly. Luis King Kong Ortiz is the #2 heavyweight in the heavyweight division. Point blank, period. I don't want to hear about no Tyson Fury. I don't want to hear about no Anthony Joshua. Neither one of them want Luis King Kong Ortiz.
I damn sure don't want to hear no Dillian White.
I'm getting to that. When the question was asked to Dillian White, oh, why won't you fight Ortiz? Oh, he too old. He too old. Well, why don't you show me something there, motherfucker? Why don't you get in the ring since he too old? Why don't you get in the ring and dance around his ass and have a field day, and on top of that, get a good payday for it? Why don't you do that? None of these boys want Luis King Kong Ortiz. Joshua just ducked him trying to get the big baby Miller. We saw how that ended up. Tyson Fury said that Deontay Wilder was a madman for even stepping in the ring with King Kong. High risk, little reward. He said he was a madman. And my God, did you see what King Kong did to Wilder when they fought? He was the only motherfucker I saw that hurt Wilder in his whole career and could have finished Wilder. Thank God he didn't, but he could have finished Wilder. No one wants Luis King Kong Ortiz. #2 in the heavyweight division, hands down. Mr. Cleveland, do you agree with that?
Oh, hell yeah. People, listen. The Tyson Fury, let's just get him out the way right now. If Tyson Fury really believed that he beat Deontay Wilder as he stated that he did, why does he need 2 fucking tune-up fights against some young bums? Not Mitchell Schwartz. He a damn right tackle he used to play for the Browns. I think it's Tom Schwartz or Richard Schwartz. And then he gonna fight another bum after that. So please don't tell me you believe you won the fight, but you still need to clean up some stuff. Nah, man. You felt that goddamn power. You said, I'm not trying to go through that again right now. My wife don't want me to go through that again right now. My daddy don't want me to go through that again right now. My trainer don't want me to go through it again right now. I need to clean up some stuff. But at least if you was real and say, you know what? Deontay was a little harder than I expected. I'm going to need to clean up some stuff before I can get back in the ring with him because I want to put myself in the best position to win. I can respect that. don't you fucking dare come and say Deontay Wilder needs to fucking build his profile, and then your bitch ass go fight a goddamn Tom Schwartz. Who the fuck is Tom Schwartz? Who? He's a nobody. Somebody I ain't never heard of. But you want me to believe that you beat Deontay Wilder? Don't fiend, please. And like you said, man, I'm getting tired of them treating Deontay Wilder like he Pookie from fucking New Jack City. Santine, man. Nah, man. Just because he's from Alabama, just because he speaks with that southern twang, don't mean the man is a dummy. It's obvious. It's obvious from every time that he's getting an offer, the price raises. So he's doing something right. And if that man wants to stay independent and get his money how he getting it and keep getting it until y'all offer him what he's looking for, then so be it. But don't you dare try to insult that man's intelligence like he just some boo-boo the fool, like he ain't got the most powerful man in boxing behind him. Al Heyman don't know what he's doing with Deontay Wilder, but he knew what he was doing with Floyd Mayweather. Get the fuck out of here, man. Y'all dudes is fucking pathetic. And you know what? I'm going to introduce it here. We're going to talk about it another time. But this is predominantly to do with this man's race and where he's from and how he speaks, man. If he was a Caucasian fighter, he wouldn't be getting half the slack he's getting. If he was a lighter skinned fighter, he wouldn't be getting half the slack he's getting. That man and Luis Ortiz are the only two in the heavyweight division that are trying to fight everybody. And everybody has an excuse for why they won't fight these two dudes. So yes, Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz are 1 and 2, in my opinion, in the heavyweight division. Until someone or anybody else decides to step up and fight one of them two, I ain't got no holler for you, man. I don't want to hear that bullshit. So don't expect for me to be all happy and jolly if you come my way with that bullshit. Now I'm going to slay your ass like you was Darth Vader, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so he's fighting. I remember saying this a month ago. Tyson Fury would fight a heavyweight grocery bagger. And I don't know who Tom Schwartz is. You know, so enough of Fury, enough of Joshua, enough of Dillian. Big Baby Miller's done. Okay. Enough of these damn heavyweight.
Big Baby would no longer be referred to as Big Baby. He is now Big Dummy.
Yep.
He squandered $7-8 million because he didn't want to change his diet. He wanted to eat cheeseburgers and then lose that shit the fast way. You are a dummy. You are a waste of fucking skin, Big Baby Miller. Do you know what you could have did with that money with your community? For your neighborhood? And your retarded ass couldn't lay off the cheeseburgers for 3 months? Come on, man. I can't respect no dudes like that.
Well, we probably did him a favor. I don't know if he was going to put it into the community. He probably was going to buy stock in the Mickey D's. Who knows? But let's talk about Lamont Peterson, man. You know he retired, man, after the fight against Sergey. Lamont, man, another battle-tested warrior, man. Another battle-tested warrior, man. Dude, I remember the fight that he had with Errol. You know, Lamont Peterson was one of those guys that, I mean, he wasn't like an elite fighter, in my opinion. But I will say this. He was definitely a battle-tested warrior, man. And I respect everything that Lamont Peterson did in that ring, man. So kudos to Lamont, man, for having a good career, man. And right on off into the sunset, man, and enjoy the rest of life. You know, you still
man.
Yeah, man. Lamont was a good boxer, man.
Like you said, man, he wasn't an elite level boxer. He was a solid boxer. He was a professional. He always came to fight, man. Like you said, that to me, that Earl Spence fight really that finished his career. He had good fights with Danny Garcia. I just watched that one.
I just watched that Danny one. Yeah,
I think my opinion is he won that fight. He had, who else did he have a good fight with? He had one with Felix, same dude that Terrence Bud Crawford fought. I can't remember his name though. Felix, and he got a kind of gift decision that one, but he had a good fight with Amir Khan. He's a professional, man. He's a solid dude. I won't mind watching him because I know he come to scrap, man. not only could he scrap, but he could box. So he was a good all around fighter. That I appreciate his career, man. I'm glad he able to walk away healthy and not bumbling and stumbling his words, slurring his speech or anything like that. Spend the time with his family, get back to his community, go in the gym with Barry Hunter, you know, help the next kids like they helped you, man, and keep it moving, man. Not keep it moving. So big ups to Lamont Peterson.
Yeah, man. And you know, we had mentioned Errol Spence. Speaking of Errol, well, it doesn't look like he's going to get that big fight against Pac-Man. All right. Manny had put up a poll on Twitter asking the fans who should he fight next, and Errol's name wasn't even on the damn poll. It wasn't even on the poll. He had Danny Garcia, he had Sean Porter, he had the pretty boy Keith Thurman and Mayweather. And it doesn't look like he's going to get Mayweather either. You know, Mayweather talking about I'm happily retired, you know. So it's looking like he's going to fight Keith Thurman. I mean, that's pretty much safe to say, right, Mr. Cleveland?
Yeah, he may fight Keith Thurman, man. Out of all those options, though, that's the person I see him fighting, man. Because he, after witnessing the destruction that Earl Spence gave Mikey Garcia, Pac-Man don't want that. And Freddie Rosen already came out and said that Earl is too much for Pac-Man and Earl will win. So Freddie Roach is not no dumb dude. He not gonna put Pac in no serious danger of getting fucked up like that against a young hungry lion such as Earl. My thing is don't bring up his name if you're not gonna fight. Don't come in the ring. Don't do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just be real. Just be real. That's the only thing I'm asking for.
Dude, did you hear about the zone raising the price from $10 to $20 a month?
Yeah, I heard that. And to me, they were setting up Deontay Wilder for the oopty whoop. They were going to sign Deontay Wilder, and they're going to say, well, since we had to give him 107 million, we had to double the prices. Man, who couldn't see that shit coming a mile away? Deontay Wilder had the foresight to be like, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So big ups to him, man. Uh, to me, that lets me know the zone is not doing as well as we, the fans, would want them to do. I was telling you, Chuck, that if they couldn't sign the fighters, that this was what's going to happen. All the fighters is with PBC, and they did not try to broker a deal with them. Hey, we're going to put on such and such cards. Can we use some of your fighters? We're not going to dick them. We're going to give them some of the buy rate. We're going to give them something. But yeah, man, this was the issue that I saw coming with the zone, man. And this is one of the ones that I want to be wrong about. Because if you ask me, would I rather pay $7 or $9.99 a month for a pay-per-view or for a fight or $70 for a pay-per-view? Come on, man. My pockets would take $9.99 all day.
Yeah, and see, my whole thing was okay. So now you had it at $10, all right, but you had no content to begin with. Okay, the only thing that you were doing was just giving us the fight, and after the fight, you got a bunch of Bellator shit that no one cares about. So now you up it from 10 to 20, and you still not providing any content. So if I was skeptical before, now I'm definitely not fucking with it. You know, I mean, I'll probably get it for the Danny Jacobs and Canelo fight for that 1 month. I'll probably pay the $20, but then after that, I'm cutting it off. They don't have any content on the app, so it's a waste of fucking money. You know, but I don't know. That's neither here or there. I know I'm not fucking with the zone. I'm just not. Eddie Hearn has created a mess. No. Now, Adonis Stevenson. I want to give people an Adonis Stevenson update, man. Remember how he had that scary brain injury last December? Man, dude, they had an update on him, man. Adonis Stevenson is doing really, really good now, man. Really, really well now, man. I mean, it's a shame that, you know, his boxing career is definitely over behind this, but doing very well, man. I know a lot of people were kind of concerned and scared about that situation when they heard about it, but I just wanted to give that update that Adonis Stevenson is doing very well, man. Great recovery, man, and big ups to him, man. Anything you want to say about that, Mr. Cleveland?
Yeah, if you guys saw that, that's a fight that probably should have been stopped earlier. The knockout was brutal. I'm glad he's got his bearings back. He's back walking. Girlfriend says he's making a recovery. So, I mean, boxing, we all want to see the knockout. We don't want to see somebody die or get hurt and get taken away from their families. We talk that shit, but at the end of the day, man, I'm not wishing that on nobody. Even motherfuckers I don't like a Dominic Brazil, who I want Deontay Wilder to decapitate and have his head rolling across the ring. I really don't want that to happen, but because I really don't want any of these fighters to have their life taken, man. So hopefully Adonis does not like even focus on trying to get back to fighting. I'm hoping that he stays retired, enjoy his earnings, spend time with the family, train other fighters, man, other kids coming up. But yeah, man, just stay healthy. That's all we really want.
Yeah. And in other news, now listen to this. This is funny. You got Ryan Garcia, the young prospect. He did an interview not too long ago, and he said that he promises to beat Gervonta Tank Davis's ass. Now, Mr. Cleveland, I got to cut a promo. I cut a promo on the heavyweight division. Now I got to cut a promo on Gervonta Tank Davis. Mr. Cleveland, who is Tank going to fight? I mean, let's think about this. Dude, he ain't fighting Tevin Farmer. All right. He don't even mention Teofimo Lopez. Bob Arum said that he ain't waiting for him or Mayweather. He not chasing him down for a fight. They know how to get in contact him if they want to do the Lomachenko thing. He ain't mentioning Lomachenko. Who's Tank going to fight? I mean, dude, I don't want to see Tank fight nobodies now. I want to start seeing Tank fight these bigger names. So I listened to Leonard Ellaby and everybody talk about he's going to be the biggest star in boxing. I think we got to start building up his resume here. What was his biggest fight against Pedraza? I mean, who is he going to fight, Mr. Cleveland? You got an answer for this?
No, but this is one of the things that I'm not as hard as Tank on you. I am, but I'm harder on another person because to me this is Floyd Mayweather written all over it. He's not trying to promote his younger fighters. It's like Floyd still has the mindset of a damn fighter himself. He's always attention whoring and he's a promoter. Now it's not about you. It's about dudes you promote. You're supposed to be trying to build them up, not put them down at your and build yourself up, man. So I'm blaming both of them. I'm blaming Gervonta for fucking leaving his fucking career to Floyd, knowing what type of dude Floyd is. Floyd is all about one person, Floyd. He can't promote anybody else. He rarely has nice things to say about other people. When you got somebody like that, you got to know that if they business sense and that the money is not right, that you got to be like, all right, nah, man, I can't rock with you. You can help me out as far as boxing concerned, but the other shit, nah, I stick with Al. Because, come on, man. All this is Mayweather. The inactivity, Mayweather not giving them fights because he don't like what he said or what he doing, or because he hang with Adrian Broner or whatever bitch reason they have, man. Because Floyd, he has his feminine tendencies. So, man, Tank, you got to be a man and take your career in your own hands, man. As far as Ryan Garcia calling him out, man, Ryan Garcia get the brakes beat off of him, man. He is not nowhere near ready for Tank. Now, as far as Lomachenko, Tank need to answer that, man. He need to answer it. And he need to tell Mayweather, hey, make the fight happen. I'm tired of all the shit talking. I'm tired of all the what ifs. Make the fight. And if you can't make the fight, I'll find me a new promoter, man. Come on. These dudes got to stop thinking it is how boxing was 10, 15 years ago without social media. Before then, you could get away with all that ducking shit. You can't get away with that shit now. Because you got too many real brothers out here that's going to call you out on it, man. You can't have no dude. You can't both claim to be the best and not fight each other. Come on, man. That shit is asinine. Especially when you so close in weight. I don't want to hear no excuses. Floyd, get that shit done. Bob, get that shit done. Tank, Lomachenko, stop using each other to build your fucking names up, man. Either fight or don't say shit about the other dude, man. That's how I am at this point, man.
Yeah, they interviewed Tank about the Ryan Garcia thing, and he has said that I want Garcia to build his name up. It's not worth me fighting. I'm not taking any steps backwards. You know, that's what he said about the whole Ryan Garcia thing.
Now then, if you say that shit, I don't want you fighting somebody I ain't never heard of next then.
Exactly.
If you say Ryan Garcia got to build his name up to fight you, then don't you fucking get some dude, some Johnny Johnson from the YMCA in Baltimore and have him as your next opponent, dude. Nah, man. So as long as you consistent when you making statements like that, I'm cool. The second you fight somebody I ain't heard of, if that's the case, you might as well have fought Ryan Garcia.
Very well said. And now let's talk about Usyk. Usyk moves from cruiserweight to heavyweight against I think who he's fighting, Tatum. Tatum. I can't pronounce his name.
Carlos Takam.
Takam. Right. He went undefeated in cruiserweight. I got to give that to Usyk, man. He went undefeated in cruiserweight, and let's see if he can have that same success as far as the heavyweight division. I mean, me personally, you know, I kind of bashed this guy earlier, you know, but I'll put him over now. I don't see Usyk having the same success as a George Foreman. You know, George Foreman, he went from cruiserweight, was a great cruiserweight, and moved up to heavyweight. I don't see Usyk.
No, that's Holyfield, man. That was Holyfield.
Holyfield. That's my bad. Holyfield, exactly. I don't see him having the same success as a Holyfield in this situation. Not at all. As a matter of fact, Usyk, to me, I got to be honest with you, Mr. Cleveland. I got to be honest. I see Usyk having problems with the likes of a Dillian White. I don't really see him having success with not even the upper echelons of the heavyweight division. I mean, but that's my opinion. I think Usyk, and come on, man, we're not even going to talk about a Wilder. Dude, I hate these guys, but even Joshua and Fury, I don't see Usyk beating those guys. You know, but I mean, that's my opinion. What you think about it?
Hey, I agree with you, man. Usyk is a guy who relies on volume punching and absolutely no power, man. He has nothing to keep none of these big dudes honest. Like you said, I agree with you. I see Dillian White giving this dude problems, man. Especially if Dillian White is in condition and he's as active as he normally is. That constant pressure, it wears on you as much as you throwing punches. That mental fatigue will also drain your energy, just like getting hit to the body 50 to 60 times will. People don't understand that if you ain't actually been in a boxing ring, man, trying to have to think about how you gonna stop this dude from just walking through and whooping your ass, man. They don't understand that. So that mental fatigue, that constant pressure puts on the opponent also drains your energy. Like if Usyk was 3 or 4 inches taller, or if this was 15 or 20 years ago, I'd say he'd have an opportunity. But now with all these dudes, the 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" heavyweights, man, hell no. Someone who's intelligent would just work behind the jab and make Usyk have to fucking come on the inside and get caught with a sledgehammer right hand or straight left from King Kong. So yeah, man, I don't see Usyk being very successful at heavyweight at all. Don't get me wrong. He could beat some of the lower level dudes. I can see him beating a Gerald Washington. I can see him beating, a Derek Chisora, even if he boxes and can stay away. Same thing. When I saw Tony Bellhue giving him problems, I'm like, he don't have no shit. He got nothing coming at the heavyweight division with the upper echelon dudes. So yeah, I'm right there with you on Usyk, man. Good cruiserweight. I don't see it happening at heavyweight.
Nope, not at all. Hey, man, big shout out, man, to Clarissa Shields, man, for being the only
undisputed, baby.
the only woman to ever claim the name undisputed, man. The Shield broke the hammer, as you could say. You know, she had that fight against Hammer, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It reminded me of the Errol Spence and Mikey fight. It really did. I mean, she totally outclassed this girl. And everybody was talking about, oh, watch out for Hammer. Hammer this, Hammer that. Man, listen. If you want to be nice, you could have gave her the fill out first round. Other than that, man, Clarissa Shields dog walked this girl. Dude, it was almost embarrassing, if you ask me. It wasn't even close. Once Clarissa Shields took away that damn jab, it was a wrap for Hammer, man. It was a wrap. And I enjoyed the fight. It wasn't boring. I just had rumbling. I'm hearing rumblings from Mr. Cleveland said some people thought it was boring. Not in the least bit, unless you're a Hammer fan. It was a bad night for you if you was a Hammer fan. But if you was rooting for Shields, it was one of the best boxing performances I've ever seen, male or female. So big shout out to Clarissa Shields. You went out there, you took care of business, and you are the GOAT, greatest woman of all time. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Cleveland?
Fuck Steve Kim. This is the pie-faced, out of shape, stranger things looking motherfucker who had the nerve to talk about the Queen, Clarissa Shields, saying that the fight was boring, saying that he didn't rate her high, basically talking very, very greasy and grimy about somebody who would probably whoop his ass if they were ever face to face. And I know if I ever see him, he's got 5 fingers to the face coming. The Rick James joke. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. That's what the fuck is gonna happen if I ever am in the vicinity of Steve Kemp for disrespecting Clarissa Shields in the way that he did. He made it personal. So now I'm making it personal with him, man. You don't disrespect that woman because you don't like her. I'd rather you not cover her than to do that funked up shit. Be a man. Be a man. And you wouldn't dare say that to her face or anybody around her, man. So I have no respect for cowards, man. No respect for cowards, especially for a woman who has never done anything negative, never been in trouble with the law, always sticking up for the brothers, is a student of boxing, and you disrespect her like that. Nah, man. I don't hear these negative comments coming about other women who are braggadocious like Ronda Rousey. There's nothing negative ever printed about her. People had the nerve to put her on Ring magazine, and she ain't even no damn boxer. This is the type of fucked up shit that Clarissa has to deal with. So, man, Steve Kim, watch your words, man. Keep it professional. Do not make it personal with that woman because she did nothing to you. The only thing she did was beat Christina Hammer's ass and made it look easy. Calling that fight a dog walk is a damn disrespect to all the women or men who've been dog walked in the ring. That was an ass whooping. That was a mama whooping daughter ass for talking too much shit, thinking she was grown, thinking she was going to stay out late, talk to the boys on the phone, and mama had to whoop her ass. Now Christina Hammer, no, she ain't got nothing. She ain't got nothing. She could never beat Clarissa Shields, man. Never. Ever. They can fight 100 times. Clarissa gonna win 100 times. That's how bad that fight was for her. So shout out to Clarissa Shields, man.
Yeah, man, they had an interview with her, man, and she had said that, like I said, man, it was the best boxing performance I've seen, male or female, one of. I mean, she went out there and just did her thing. They had an interview with her, and she had said that she feel like she can give Triple G a run for his money.
Oh, I know she said that, man.
Yeah. She said she feel like she can give Triple G a run for his money. And I might have to agree with that. I might gotta agree with that, man. Clarissa Shields can box. She cold, man. So big shout out to the Queen. Now, before we get into the fights, I want to give some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Nathan Wallace. and the Prodigal Champ for subscribing to the channels. There's others, man, but they're just out here. I just had a conversation with the Prodigal Champ, and Nathan Wallace is right in front of me. So I want to thank y'all for subscribing to my channel, Chuck P, and thank y'all, man, just for becoming official residents of the Ville, man. You know, you're probably checking us out on Andre's channel. Jab that subscribe button if you're on Andre's channel, and then if you're watching it on mine, do the same for me. And I want y'all to knock that like button the F out. I want y'all to knock that like button the F out for both channels. You know, my channel is really like that underground channel, man. It's that after party channel, man, where y'all come and we talk about anything, man. Especially on my Realville Holyfield podcast, we talk about any and everything that comes to mind, man. So every Saturday night on that late night, if you're bored or whatever, check me out, man. It's a fun show. Now let's talk about the real reason we're here, man. The big showdown in Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of boxing. We got the challenger Amir Khan taking on WBO welterweight champion, the best welterweight of this era, Terrence Crawford. Okay. You know what I'm skipping, Mr. Cleveland? I'm skipping Granados and Garcia. I think we better start with Granados and Garcia first.
Yeah, that was a bold statement you just made right there, brother.
Listen, let me have my moment.
Bold statement, man.
Let me have my moment. We had this
discussion. Have your moment. That was a bold statement, brother.
And true. And true.
I don't know about that when there's somebody else out there who has something to say about that.
Yeah, we talked enough about that guy last month. This is all about Bud now. Granados is taking on Danny Garcia. And this, I'm telling you, out of the two fights, man, I truly think that this is the better one, man. I think that Danny Garcia and Granados is going to have a hell of a fight, man. Danny Garcia, I want to talk about Danny, man, because I'm going to say this, Mr. Cleveland. I'm going to say this. I feel Danny Garcia got robbed in that fight against Sean Porter for that WBC title. I feel like he got robbed and shafted out of that. But with all the Mike Tyson impersonations and impressions, that won the referees over again in favor of Sean Porter. Danny Garcia got a lot of speed behind him, man. I think that's his nickname, Danny Swift Garcia. He's a warrior, man. He's a warrior. Great fighter. I think him and Granados, I think you said you got it as a mismatch. I think I got it matched up pretty well, man. I think that Granados and Danny Garcia, two warriors that are going to clash, and I think it's going to make for a great fight. But I got a question for you though. Why do you think it's mismatch?
I don't think it's mismatch. I think I already know the outcome of the fight. Granados, to me, the biggest thing is he don't have a pop that's going to make Danny respect him, and Danny is going to be probably a lot larger than Granados, man. Danny's been at 147 longer. He's got more pop. He's got enough in his toolbox to make Granados submit, in my opinion. I can see Garcia winning a unanimous decision or him stopping him. Granados is, to me, he's a durable fighter. He's good, but he don't do anything great. I just, it's like both of these fights I know the outcome of. I think they're gonna both be surprising, but this one I don't think it's gonna be as entertaining as Crawford Khan, because the stylistic, I think Khan is gonna surprise people for a few rounds until Bud figures him out. And this one, I really feel like Danny, unless he's out of shape, is gonna come in, use his size, bully him, and catch him with a left hook and send him night-night, man. So Granados he don't do anything to me. Now, granted, I feel like and when he fought, who did he fight? I think it might have been Broner. I feel like that was his best showing.
That was, the battle of the Adrians, yeah, man.
And I think I don't know if they gave that decision to Broner or if they scored it a draw, but I thought he won that fight. So uh, that's probably the best I've seen him look. I'm really not impressed with him, man. That's pretty much what it is, man. He just average fighter to me. He don't do nothing to say, make me say, wow, or okay. I can see him being this great star, this dude who can be good competition for the upper echelon of the welterweight division. I just don't see that with this dude, man. He a solid fighter, but to me, whenever he step up his level of competition, he's always gonna lose, man. So I don't expect anything different.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely, yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Um, but now let's get to the matter at hand. Now we left off because see, I'm just so anxious. I can't wait to get the Bud Crawford. I can't wait to put him over, man. Can't you just tell, man? But then let's talk about Amir Khan, man, for a minute. Amir comes in as a challenger for this title. He has a record of 33 wins and 4 losses with 20 knockouts. Now let's make something perfectly clear here, okay? Because you touched on it, Mr. Cleveland. American box, man. American box. He's undefeated at the 147-pound division. And the fights that he lost, ironically, he was winning at some point. You know, we just mentioned Danny Garcia. He was giving Danny Garcia hell, but got
He was giving Danny Garcia ass, man.
Yeah, but got clipped. Let's look at the fight with Canelo Alvarez. He was clearly outboxing Canelo, and Canelo is arguably the face of boxing, depending on who you ask. Depending on who you ask. And Amir Khan was giving him hell, but what happened? He got chinny. See, that's the thing about Amir, man. Amir, and it's almost comical. Amir would throw punches and bunches, and right when he feels he has you, he's going to try to go for the knockout, but he gets knocked out. It's comical. And in boxing, if you're going for the knockout, if you're going for the knockout, that's a damn good way for your ass to get knocked out. And Amir Khan shows that constantly. But Amir Khan can box, man. So you know, I'm not going to this. I mean, everybody knows who I'm going for. It's clear, okay? But I'm not going to just go out here and disrespect Khan and make it seem like this is just going to be a jobber match. You know, he's an enhancement. It ain't nothing like that. Because Amir, I'm not saying that he's dangerous, but he can box, man. He can box. I will say this, though. You know, he is known for the hand speed and everything like that. But, you know, Mr. Cleveland, I was kind of looking at him a little, you know, looking at some of his more recent fights compared to his older ones. It doesn't seem like he got the same speed, though. You know, and I'm thinking that this Amir Khan and Terrence Crawford fight was probably about a couple of years too late. If Amir still had that same lightning speed he once had, then, you know, Terrence Crawford, to me, you know, would still get the win, but it'd probably be a little more intriguing. I was looking at some of his most recent fights. It seemed like, don't get me wrong, he got the speed, but it ain't what it was. You know, and that, to me, would play a huge factor right along with Terrence Crawford's timing. You know, I mean, is there anything you want to add to that as far as Amir Khan?
So what you telling me is Amir Khan isn't Barry Horowitz, man?
I wouldn't go that far.
All right, man. Look, then I'm gonna use a reference most people our age should understand. He is the Glass Joe of boxing, man. Y'all remember Glass Joe from Mike Tyson Punch Out? You hit the dude one time and he knocked out. That is Amir Khan. Like you said, man, I've never seen Khan outbox. He has boxing abilities, and when Khan gets knocked down, he normally tries. And well, that Canelo Alvarez, that was a knockout, but he normally tries to get up, man. So I give him that. He has boxing ability and heart, but he gets too comfortable. When he gets too comfortable and he starts letting his hands go, like you said, his chin is open. His chinny is an understatement for Amir Khan. You hit him with a wet fucking paper towel and you're going to knock his ass out. So yeah, like I expect with Khan's, like you said, his speed. Of course, your speed diminishes as you get older, but I still think he has enough speed to give Bud Crawford some problems for about 3, maybe 4 rounds, and then, like you said, Bud is gonna figure him out. He's gonna time him, and between the 6th and the 8th round is when I expect Bud to knock out Canelo devastatingly. Now, if Bud can outbox Canelo, man, and make a statement, that's gonna be something. Because I've never seen Canelo out. I mean, not Canelo. I've never seen Khan outbox. Whenever Khan loses, he gets knocked the fuck out. So if Bud could do that, like really dominate him like Clarissa Shields did Hammer, to me that's a statement.
Oh yeah, definitely. So now let's talk about him. The champion, my guy, Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence comes in as the reigning WBO welterweight champion with a record of 34-0 with 25 knockouts. The man is special, people. Okay. I want to peel back the onion a bit and get a little personal as far as Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Bud Crawford been fighting for quite a while now, man. Okay, I can remember this story. He had turned 21 years old, and it was after winning some kind of boxing achievement of some sort. Just listen to this. Instead of going back to the gym and training, Terrence Bud Crawford decides to go out and kick it with his boys. All right. So they enjoy a good old game of dice under the street lights. And if you're from the inner city, this ain't nothing new. We've all done this. You know, if you're in the hood, you're coming from the inner city, we've all shot dice under the goddamn street lights. Okay. Bud had a good night that night, man. He had a good night that night. He picked up his money. He hops in his 1986 Pontiac Cutlass Supreme. He pulls out the money he won. And as the story goes, 20, 40. Somebody let shots fired from the back of his car, went through the back windshield, grazed Bud, and permanently damaged a good friend of his in his arm. After that, Terrence Bud Crawford realizes that the streets of Nebraska really ain't what they seem, and he starts taking boxing seriously. And from win after win after win, he has put himself in the conversation as being one of the best pound for pound boxers of this era. I gotta say, man, Terrence Bud Crawford to me is by far the best welterweight in this division, man. Now, he gets ridiculed sometimes as far as his resume. You got people and like the pretty boy Keith Thurman who says it constantly that Terrence Crawford hasn't shown anything as far as 147. Okay. He doesn't get any credit for any of his big wins. He didn't get any credit for the Jeff Horn fight. And Jeff Horn was a guy who beat Manny Pacquiao. All right. And then his most recent fight against Benavidez, when he knocked him out in the 12th round, they said, oh, well, Benavidez had a bad leg. And the leg wasn't mentioned until after the loss. Even Benavidez didn't even mention his damn leg. But when he heard other people on social media talking about his leg, then he talked about his leg. So now they give Terrence Crawford Amir Khan, a true 147 pounder in the division. Hopefully, after he dismantles Amir Khan, hopefully then he will start getting the recognition he deserves as far as his 147-pound resume. But we shall see. Mr. Cleveland, anything you want to add to that?
You made a couple bold statements there. I can't say that he's the best. I think it's a dude out of Texas who has a strong argument for that best welterweight title, but Terrence is very good, and he has an opportunity to prove if he's great once those fights happen, man. Um, I like Bud. My only issue with Bud is I wish he would talk more to his fans than he does. Give more to the people who support him interviews so people can actually get to know Bud on a more personal level. As far as his boxing goes, man, he a dog, man. He got that dog in him, and you can see it when he fight. So I ain't got nothing but love for the brother, to be honest with you. Um, I don't want people to think that I got an issue with Bud or dislike the dude. I really don't, man. I think Earl is the man, and until those two fight, man, it's debatable. Both sides got cases to be made. So I just want to see them two fight. I want to see Bud be successful until then, and I expect him to win.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy! I tell you, you and this Errol Spence guy. I like Errol, man. Okay, don't Errol Spence Jr. My God. And what did I say? See this is because I'm real. I'm real. What did I say to you, Mr. Cleveland, after that Mikey Garcia fight? I said, let me tell you something, Mr. Cleveland. I like Bud. I said, but when they fight, to me, Bud is gonna have to be damn near perfect to beat Errol Spence. Didn't I say that?
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I got nothing but respect for Errol Spence. I like Errol Spence Jr. I like EJ, but Crawford is my guy, man. Crawford is my guy, and I put it to you this way, Mr. Cleveland: have I ever lied to you? Have I ever lied to you? When I scope out the talent, have I ever lied to you?
No, but my thing is, I ain't disputing the talent, man. I see it there. I'm just saying it's all right. We both basically got the same views about the fight, man. Except I'm rolling with Spence, you rolling with Bud. You see it the same way I see it, except for Bud. I see it the same way you see it, except for Spence. We both got respect for the opponent. We both know they skilled, man. But that same level of talent you see in Bud, I see that in Spence, man. And Spence is bigger, dude. Spence, people don't know about his sparring sessions, and they're legendary, man. They're folklore, man. About how he was giving the business to Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather, man. Homie has the talent, man. He's been doing it for a while.
Well, I got a question for you. You don't think Bud could have done that?
I think Bud does have the ability to do that. I'm not going to say that he couldn't. However, I can only go by what happened, and what happened is what happened with Earl and those guys, and not Bud, man. Now, don't get me wrong, man. Bud is talented. He's exceptional. He a dog, man. I see the talent. He can switch orthodox to southpaw. You know what I'm saying? Not good, not great speed. Good, not great timing. Has good and to great movement. I mean, power, decent power in both hands, man. He can box you. He can bang you. He's the prototype of a fighter, man. He's everything you want, man. He can do a little bit of everything, and he's good at it all, man. So I'm not trying to take anything away from Bud, man. I see the talent. I'm just saying Earl is special, man. That boy's special.
Yeah,
When they
you're right.
fight,
You're right. He's special, but goddamn it, Bud is legendary. All right. Now we can't agree on that, but we definitely can agree on this. It's prediction time. Let's talk about Garcia and Granados. I got Danny. I got Danny winning by decision. I think this one will go the distance, and I think Danny will win it. How far you got it going?
yeah, man, I got a 116, 112, 8 rounds to four, Danny Garcia. I could also see a stoppage if Danny is active, but Danny, the one thing I haven't been liking about Danny lately is he's been looking for that one shot to end it. And when you fight, man, you got to let that shit come naturally. Whether it be catching him perfect with a shot they don't see coming, or setting it up from body work or combination punching to the head. You know what I'm saying? Don't just look for that one hitter quitter when you ain't got that one hitter quitter type of power. You got good pop, but pop that's best when the guy doesn't see the punch coming, or when you're doing the body work and you wear the dude down. So I see 8 rounds to 4, man.
Yeah, and like I said, everybody, this fight is free. You know, this is on Fox, man. So take a look at it and enjoy it, man. I think it'll be a good one. But now let's get to the matter at hand here. The main course with challenger Amir Khan going up against Terrence Crawford. Now, everybody from listening to this podcast, you both know that we're going to go with Terrence Crawford. I mean, to me, this is another episode of the Amir Khan show where he's going to get chinny. He's probably going to give Bud a little hell at first, you know, to fill out around and until, like you said, Bud figures him out, switches, and takes him out. I got Bud knocking him out by the 6th round, man. By the 6th round. And I mean, it could be, dude, with what I know about Bud, it might not go past 3, but I give it 6. I got a 6th round knockout by Bud Crawford. To me, it's gonna be the same damn thing that happened with Canelo Alvarez. It's gonna be the same damn thing that happened with Danny Garcia. He's gonna get too chinny, man. He is consistent, and that's his Achilles heel, man. It's the chin. And if you don't think Terrence Crawford has the accuracy, the precision, and the power to get it done, then you definitely need a CAT scan. It's going to get done. This fight will definitely live up to the name of this podcast because Amir Khan is going to get knocked the F out. Anything you want to add to that, Mr. Cleveland?
Yeah, I really see Terrence Crawford giving Amir Khan a stanky leg. I we all know how this is gonna end, man. It's gonna end probably by knockout. If Terrence can make a statement by outboxing Amir, I'll be very surprised. But I think Bud's timing is gonna get him probably about. I can see it between the 6th and the 8th round. I expect this fight to be competitive until Bud times him, man. I think Amir Khan, when he just throws 1-2s, a jab and a straight right, he's pretty decent. When he gets too comfortable, starts throwing 3, 4, 5, is when he gets fucked up, man. So we'll see.
Guys, that's it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for another episode of Knock the F Out podcast. This was number 11, you know, so still kind of green, still kind of new, but we getting it up there, man. And I'm telling you, with the schedule we have now, dude, you're going to see us every week. You're going to see us every week for a while now. You know, I know this video was a little lengthy because we had took a 1-month hiatus and we had to get you all caught up with the news and everything that was going on in the world of boxing.